Look into the crystal skull and your mind will be controlled as we begin the penultimate show. That's right, gentlemen, it's me, Mind Control, Mind Guru Bork Monster, here with another incredible edition. I mean, we've got a loaded, jacked show today on the Penultimate Show. But first things first, I think we need to just talk about this trade situation a little bit, get it out in the open here on the Penultimate Show. It's time for a little bit of trade news. Okay, so there's been a lot of trades. Okay, people have been trading players, trading draft picks back and forth. I just want to be really clear with you guys what the rules are regarding trading that we've had for this season. Okay, the trade deadline is coming up. I believe it was November the 5th, I believe is the trade deadline. It could be November 2nd, actually. I'm having a little picture here. It's one of those two dates, but it's coming up very soon. It requires 9 votes to veto any trade, and that just makes it 50%. Yesterday, as we were starting our cavalcade, Noga not happy with the recent trades.
You're gonna arrest him.
I gotta do it, Tony. The IRS is coming down.
Come on, don't give me the chick. Come on, Jerry, let's talk. Talk to me, man. Come on. I go low, you go high. Look, I know the game, man. This is business talk. Come on.
Let me explain.
And of course, we all encourage anyone to push that veto button at any time. This is a democracy. But through the discussion, Sean mentioned the summer meeting, and perhaps next year we don't allow draft pick trades. I don't know. We're going to talk about that at the summer meeting. Another proposal for possibly for next year is we could reduce the number of teams that it would take to veto a trade, a la the filibuster in the Senate, something of that nature. But trades can happen for another week. If you're not happy with any trade, you should push that veto button. Normally in leagues, let's be real, in fantasy leagues you don't communicate normally. So it's like we're not aware of what's going on. But in the penultimate, look at the laser communication we have, and it really, let's talk about it. You know, definitely. If you don't like a trade, talk about it. Let's get it out in the open. Nothing is hidden. This is a transparent league. Best of luck to everyone in trading while it lasts. I'll see you at the summer meeting. And now we should take a look at this crazy, upset-filled week 7 that just happened. In our first matchup, we had me, CD's Nuts to Bork Monster, now Mind Control Bork Monster. I needed a win, guys. I needed a win. I did not get it. I lost to Delayed Hesitation, who had 146 points. They beat me 146 to 106. My season essentially went down the toilet, but Delayed Hesitation, Sean, we had 3 teams scoring a lot of points this week, but you, sir, you came out on top. You've got the highest point total in the $15. You, the best.
I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm
And
the best.
you know it. That's right. Next, we had The non-fungible tokens going up against Denton's Diablos. And Denton, you got the win, 103-74. Those are the types of wins. I mean, look at me. I would have beaten you with my 106 points. But the 103, good enough for you against the NFTs. The NFTs dropped to 2 and 5. Denton's Diablos, you go up to 5 and 2. Next, we had Auto Supremo going against Dizog's team. Auto Supremo, you were one of the teams that scored in the 140s. You beat Dizog 140-101. Big win for you. You go to 5 and 2, looking good. Dizog, you drop to 3 and 4. Next, we had Mojo Jojo's nice team going against Shroot's Beat Farm, and Shroot gets a big win for them, right? Like, they took the loss, they took a couple losses, they get this big win this week with 122 points, a convincing victory against Mojo Jojo's nice team. Nice job there. Next, we had the Shame Wagon. They went up against the Noga swap meet, and it was close, right? Noga had the swap meet, traded away a bunch of players for picks, and here he is, almost getting the victory. It was Monday night for the Shame Wagon, but wouldn't that be the way that the Shame Wagon would get a victory? But look for them to be stronger. A lot of these trades that have gone on, some of these teams have really added a lot to them. The Shame Wagon, they're looking real good next week. We've got Blank Shakespeare in our next matchup going against Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. A low-scoring affair, and Blank Shakespeare 86-74. You got the win, Heater. That was a big win for you. Okay, you're still in contention at 3 and 4. Okay, Mr. Robinson at 1 and 6, you know, this has been a rough beginning to the league. But Heater, you're sitting there with, perchance, the ability to do something. We'll have to see what happens. Next, we had Lee Mack going against Greg Gumbel's Gregariousness. Greg Gumbel, you scored 134 points. Big win. Okay, you got on that winning way here this week. You're up to 4 and 3. Lee Mack, you scored a lot of points. It's not like, you would have beaten the majority of the teams in the league. Just some bad luck. You went up against the Gaggle when the Gaggle was feeling it. You dropped to 4 and 3. Next we had the West Coast Pork. Of course, here I am talking smack about there's no chance you can beat Sheets, Slitter, Slit Sheets. There's no way. Even though he's not running a quarterback, there's no way. It's West Coast Pork. And he goes ahead and scores 142 points. He almost gets the $15 this week and gets the victory against Sheet Slitter. Sheet Slitter, you dropped to 4 and 3. Things are looking a little shakier for you. I see you're making some trades to try to add strength. West Coast Pork, you 2 and 5. But that was a big week. Can you do it again? Because if you can, people might start believing that it's real. We'll have to see what happens next week for them. And finally, we had the Toilet Ghoulies, Stephen Leidick's Toilet Ghoulies, crawling out of the toilet and nibbling on the cheeks just a little bit. They get the win over the former leader, Vino Labertino. It was a really close one, 98-91. Vino, you dropped to 5 and 2, still looking good. Got a time to try to right the ship, though. I see you in the trade market as well. Ghoulies, you're up to 4 and 3. Maybe the consolation bracket is in your home this year. Maybe you could get a little bit higher. And gentlemen, those were the hungry matchups from week 7.
Thanks. Ass man. No, these don't belong to me. I'm not the ass man. I think there's been a mistake.
Looking at our standings here going into week 8, throw those up there. You see, Shroot's Beat Farmers, you guys are in first place. Got that nice 856 point total. You are rocking and rolling. Delayed Hesitation, you're 5 and 2. Auto Supremo, you're 5 and 2. Denton's Diablos, 5 and 2. Vino and the Shame Wagon. All these teams at 5 and 2. Then we've got Sheet Slitter Slit Sheets coming in at 4 and 3, and Lee Mack at 4 and 3. You guys, you 8. If the season was over right now, you would make the top bracket, the money bracket of the playoffs. Underneath, though, right in striking range, Greg Gumbel's Gregariousness, 4 and 3. Mojo Jojo, 4 and 3. The Ghoulies, 4 and 3. Dizog underneath at 3 and 4. 3 and 4 still is in play. Blank Shakespeare, 3 and 4. Then we get to me, Mind Control Bork Monster, Mind Guru Bork Monster at 2 and 5. West Coast Pork at 2 and 5. And the Tokens at 2 and 5. We would be in the consolation bracket. Okay, playing for $50 in the first round pick next year in the draft. And then underneath you see Mr. Robinson at 1 and 6, and the Noga Swap Meet 0 and 7. Can they get a victory? I don't know. Those are our standings here approaching the midpoint of the season.
Have you ever met a proctologist? Well, they usually have a very good sense of humor. You meet a proctologist at a party. Don't walk away. Plant yourself there because you will hear the funniest stories you've ever heard.
Pick'em, pick'em, pick'em. Let's take a look and see the pick'em standings, because pick'em for a lot of teams, myself included, that might be the only way that you're going to get into any type of significant money. Let's take a look there. You got Smacky S'mores. Fleeman doing great. 41 points. First place. I love it. You got Delayed Hesitation and the West Coast Sport are tied at 37 in second place. If the season was over right now, they would split the second and third place money combined. And right underneath them, really close, we got Auto, Toilet Ghoulies, Lee Mac. You guys have 36. Lee Mac, the Beat Farmers, is 35. See Mind Control and the Shame Wagon with 34. Even these teams underneath that are in the low 30s, there's still many, many weeks ahead, and upsets happen. Look what happened last week. If somebody had been upset-minded, they could have taken control of the pick'em. That's how it's looking, guys, after week 7.
Can I help you? Yeah, Dr. Cosmo Kramer, proctology. Oh, okay, sure, Doc. Yeah, thanks. Have a good day.
And now it's time for the matchups for week 8. Hey, week 8, don't sing it, bring it. In our first matchup, we've got me, Mind Guru Bork Monster, going up against my cousin Shroot's Beat Farmers. First time ever playing you, Cousin Chris, and I have to say, I don't think I have the mind control abilities for this. My team is now depleted after making some recent trades. I think you got Yahoo has us like lined up even. I just don't think it's going to happen. Pick him, folks. He's 5-2, looking for his 6th victory. I would like to surprise myself into a 3rd victory, though. Denton's Diablos, you're next, going up against the Shame Wagon. Both you guys are 5-2. It's a big win for you guys. You can get to 6, be this early in the season with 6 victories, and you're almost a lock for that top bracket. I mean, make it happen. We'll have to see what happens. Big ratings looking there. Next, we had Auto Supremo going up against the non-fungible tokens. Ooh, I have to say, I smell upset here. Last week, there were several upsets. The NFTs, I think they've got a good one inside. They're gonna make a big case for a win this week against Auto Supremo. Auto, you're looking for that 6th victory, though. Good luck to you there. Next, we got Mojo Jojo's team going up against Stephen Leidick's Toilet Ghoulies. And I was sitting this morning on the toilet, incidentally, and I shivered, and my phone buzzed, and I realized that Stephen was sending us some smack talk, and I got scared. Take it away, Stephen.
Oh, hello, foot bullies. To those of you who say that's a gremlin, not a ghoulie, I say fuck you. How many dolls do you have? Welcome to tonight's Creature Flicker. A little tale of woe and warning about 2 first-place teams who tried to tangle with a monster.
What the hell's in there?
Happy Halloween.
Those toilet ghoulies. And in words of them, week 8 bitches, we'll have to see what happens in this exciting matchup. The ghoulies, they tend to win after they deliver smack. They're looking for their 5th victory, so is Mojo Jojo. Next, we got Delayed Hesitation going up against Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Look, Nick, Mr. Robinson, it's been a tough intro to the league for you with the 1-6 record, and I'd like to say it's going to get better. It will, but not this week. You're going up against Delayed Hesitation, who just scored 146 points, okay? I'm definitely picking him. It would be an incredible upset, Nick, if you could beat him this week. Next, we've got Noga's Swap Meet going up against Sheet Slitter Slit Sheets. Sheet Slitter, look, you're 4-3, you've had some losses. If you don't beat Noga this week, things are in trouble. You're in trouble, okay? The wheels are coming off the wagon if you lose to Noga. Noga's 0-7. Perhaps there's a win out there for him in his future. We'll have to see. Next, we've got Blank Shakespeare Hey, they got the win last week. Let's see if they can get to 500. They're going against Greg Gumbel's Gregarious Gaggle, who's looking for their 5th victory. Both these teams are in that critical middle area needing victories. Next, we've got Lee Mack going up against Dizog's team. Now, Lee Mack is one classy dude. Okay, Lee Mack, if you didn't know this, is a sommelier, right? The wine dudes, the ones that, I mean, I'm sure you know this. We remember Noga doing the wine thing, Smack, last year. That was directed towards Lee Mack. Lee Mack contacts us and contacts me this week, and he's like, I've got people that are as rare as hen's teeth. Okay, these are world-class guests. True rarefied air. Take it away, Lee.
Gentlemen, I'm sitting here today with 2 experts who know a thing or two about quality. I have Master Sommelier Emily Pickerel and Andy McNamara to help me give you my opinion on next week.
Hey, thanks for having us. Really want to use a little bit of our insight into assessing quality to give an idea about how next week's fantasy picks are going to go. I'm going to do a little blind tasting here and assess the quality of wine in the glass right here. Smells like poor life choices and regret. We're going to call this the 2022 Diznog. And yeah, so I'm okay with that. What about yours?
I mean, my wine smells fresh, it smells youthful, has tons of energy behind it. It smells like a victory. This is definitely Lee Mack's wine right here.
Master sommeliers Emily Pickerel and Andy McNamara. True fact, there are more astronauts existing that have been in space than master sommeliers of that level. That is the rarity of the smack that Lee Mack has laid down before his on-field attack. We'll have to see who ends up winning that critical matchup. And finally, we've got my cousin, the West Coast Bork, coming off of their astounding 142-point effort in this past week, going up against Vino Labertino. Now, Vino, you are looking really good. You're still at 5-2, but things were looking better a little earlier this season. And you're going up against WCB when they are arguably at their hottest pistol heat after 142 points. Shocker, but I'm going to be picking WCB. I think this could be a trend. I think the West Coast is finally starting to catch up with the rest coast. The rest of the coast. Yeah, that didn't work. But guys, despite that horrid joke, those were the matchups that we're all anticipating in Week 8.
Exactly.
That's another edition of the Penultimate Show. Look into the skeleton, and you will see yourself on that field.